Welcome to the Isle Chat podcast with me, Beth,
Josh,
and Ryan.
This podcast is all about exploring the big questions, the small moments, and everything in between.
Whether you're stuck at the shops, in traffic, or just looking for some inspiration, our chat is here to keep you engaged.
It's time to talk, connect, and find meaning in those everyday moments.
Welcome to the Isle Chat.
So before we get into this week's podcast, basically what we've been aware of is that we never mentioned about who we are behind this podcast. The funny thing about that is we're actually self-sponsoring it. And while we don't have any other sponsors in that place, unless you want to get involved, we thought it'd be a good time to actually introduce ourselves and what we do. So my name is Ryan and I run Roll and Stop Photography Shop, a photography business based out of Liverpool, but also go all over the UK.
I am Josh, one half of Memory Box Films with Beth. We are a wedding videography team based in the Northwest.
And the boss thing is about us, as well as the podcast, we do joint packages together. So if you haven't actually booked your photographers and videographers for 2025 and 2026 season, which does come around quicker than you think, definitely worth checking out both of our social pages and finding out a little bit more about who we are behind. Anything to add, Joshy?
Well done, Ryan.
There you go. Now into the podcast.
How was your weekend?
Wait there. Are we on?
We are live.
Sounds. Yeah, it's
live.
good. Obviously, as you know, spent a bit of time at the wedding show, Liverpool, at the exhibition. Representing our Isle Chat team. It was good. You know what the best thing about it was? All the networking.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I spoke to a lot of couples and told them about this that they'd never heard of. Most people hadn't. But like the networking side, to speak to a few like industry pros that we're already aware of, like big ones as well. It was quite good. It was really good.
Rubbing shoulders with all the...
Can I just actually, while I'm here, because I brought this was actually going to be part of my segment, but I think I'll just do it now. So
how many cards you got there?
These are some of the people who I spoke to on the day that were like really keen to either be on here or us be part of theirs or whatever. This one, no introduction needed. Formby Hall.
Shout out Formby Hall.
Spoke to the girls at Formby Hall, specifically Kira.
Well done.
There was a funny thing, like everyone gets a name wrong because it's Ciara, where some people say Ciara. I was like, no, that's Kira, that isn't it? And she was like, oh my God, you're the first person to ever get that right.
Finally.
So Kira. Then I spoke to Fairy Tale Endings, dress company in the Met Quarter in town.
Lovely.
I've actually spoken to them before, but never officially said anything about this. I don't think I actually knew them when this was about. But they're keen. We can go to the Met Quarter, they said, and film from there.
Oh.
Posh, rubbing shoulders with the big wigs. Wong's needs no introduction. Anna, specifically at Wong's, their social media girl, was... I said this to Becky when I was reviewing, because I did some interviews while I was there. And the interview that I did with her, obviously what we try to tend to do is match the people's energy. And I couldn't. I literally couldn't match it. And she was too much. Every time I tried to, I was like, yeah. And I was like, by the end of it, I was like on me, edge of me seat, like trying to get words in. And then this one was a really good one, to be fair. Probably lesser known than Wong's and Formby Hall, no disrespect to her, but Hadwin Events.
Okay.
She's specifically like a photo booth hire company. She has a couple of other things as well, and she's added them too. But she was like almost directly opposite me, or opposite but one.
Neighbours.
And we had a scream. And I only spoke to her for about 20 minutes. But in that 20 minutes, I was like, you are such a lovely person.
Yeah.
Inside and out. And yeah, the way she does it is she gives her cards out, but she's big on like floral and all that type of stuff. So she actually gives out some sunflower seeds with her business cards, so you can plant a sunflower in your garden, which I thought was lovely.
How did you feel then at being on a big show like that? Because
not out of our depth. Yeah. You know, obviously, you know, some people could feel quite like I don't know what the words is, but like quite a small fish in a massive pond. I didn't feel that, genuinely.
Yeah.
Probably more down to the fact that Lindsay and Vicky were so welcoming.
Yeah.
And like on the setup day on the Friday, took me round and introduced us to everyone, and like really made everyone aware of who we were. Even like the main sponsors who would like doing the sound and the lighting.
That's lovely, that, isn't it?
So I didn't feel like, oh, I don't want to talk to anyone here.
Yeah.
By the end of the weekend, like it was quite a known thing that we were there.
Yeah.
Which was lovely to think. And obviously, not letting anything out the bag, obviously, by saying this, but there are plans to do something on a much larger scale at one of their events later on in the year.
So keep your
And
eyes.
That's all I'll say about that.
No, but yeah, shout out to Vicky and Lindsay for obviously at short notice.
Lovely
as well,
girls, lovely girls.
Having the aisle chat, aisle chat. Can't even get out my words out today. The aisle chat involved.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Should we, because obviously this is a month of love.
The love.
Obviously February is a month of love. This week specifically being the week of love.
Yes.
I don't know when this podcast is actually going to go out there, but it is Valentine's Day this week on this coming Friday. So we thought about this, didn't we? We actively thought about this.
Yeah.
Who do we want on for Valentine's week? Who do we, dare I say it, love the most? Right?
You can't say that.
I know you can't say that. And this is how I'll round it up, because I don't think this is offensive to the other guests. Obviously, they know we love them too. But I think everybody knows. Because it's become quite common knowledge now. And people, when we're on, we're at events, or if people see us at other weddings, or even if they speak to us like through DMs or whatever, people always ask us now about this specific person that I have to my right. And our Valentine, who we have big love heart eyes for, is Carla Knight, isn't it?
Hello, Carla.
Carla Knight. We finally meet.
We finally.
I literally just said this to you, didn't I? Like, even though we've never officially met in real life ever, because we're seeing your name so much, and because of that, we see you obviously loads more than what you do. We feel like we know each other.
Ryan told me he felt starstruck.
Starstruck.
I actually, when I walked in this morning, I actually thought to myself, like, even though you've been seeing us, I feel like we've been seeing you as well.
That's what I mean.
You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. Because you see someone that often, that frequently, you're like, oh yeah, I don't know, like they do that.
Yeah.
And
And then
just
you're a bit
in
like,
your face all the time.
in a lovely way though, in a lovely way. But how are you?
I'm good, yeah.
I know we've already done all these pleasantries, but for the audience.
For the audience.
How are you?
Really good, yeah.
You're
Loving life.
Are you is this a quiet time for you at the moment? As like let's announce what you are. You are wedding MUA.
Yeah.
Is that the right title?
Yeah,
That's the technical term.
Bridal makeup artist, I tend to say.
We need to understand these
Yes.
I mean,
don't we?
it doesn't really matter.
Well, we
does
called
It's all the
Zanza
same
a
thing.
magician the other week, and he was immediately addressed the fact that he's not a magician. He's an what did he say he was?
Entertainer.
An entertainer.
Oh, okay. I'm not offended.
No.
I do wedding makeup.
Good.
Yeah.
And is this a quiet time for you? February?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite quiet. January, I had a couple of weddings, to be honest, which is out of the ordinary, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, a little bit quieter than usual, I would say. I think I'm putting out more offers with the other stuff that I do as well. So
I don't think you're the only one though. I think a lot of you said this to me the other day, because I was, I wouldn't say feeling like, oh, where is everybody? Do you know what I mean? But like quieter than normal, like you would say. So you do start to tend to think like, is this something I'm doing, or is this like everybody else?
I think everyone's the same.
Everyone's in the same
And
boat.
this is why they do the wedding fairs and stuff in these quieter months, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Do you do any wedding fairs?
Oh, yeah, I've done them. I'm not
like
a
something's
regular.
coming,
Yeah, I'm not a regular goer. I feel really uncomfortable at a wedding fair.
It's funny you say that, because I'm exactly the same as you. It's not that I feel uncomfortable because I don't like being there. I love the networking side of it. I love meeting people face to face. My problem is I hate the idea of selling myself to people. So are you the same? Yeah.
Same. Exact same. It's like, I think, what do you say?
What do you do in that
And
situation?
some people-
Do you go to them, right, sit down on the chair, I'll do your
Yeah, how
makeup?
does a MUA act? Did you just say, I'll do your makeup?
So
or-
the last one I did was with a wedding show.
Yeah.
What are they called? The wedding show that you've just done?
Oh yeah. The
Lindsay and Vicky.
Yeah. The last one was in St. Helens Town Hall, I think. And I did the catwalk makeup for them.
Okay.
So I got there early with the models and stuff, and they have hair, makeup, dresses, all that stuff. And then I have a table set up, but I'm not sat at it until, it
The show is
starts.
done.
Yeah,
Right.
so I've done that bit, but I'm also helping. Like, last time I was like opening the door for the models to walk out on the catwalk, and then, open it again for the next one. So I was helping with that. I wasn't really at my table.
Yeah.
But I mean, gratefully, really, because
Maze up onto
doing
the
the
sort
table.
of-
Yeah.
I think it's funny, isn't it? Because I think what we all do, we're all passionate about like our specific niches, let's just call them that. Like what we do, like obviously MUA, photography, videography, we're all passionate about that. We're not passionate about being sales agents.
No.
Do you know? And some companies, we know a couple of companies, don't we, that like they'll have like their main passion team doing like the work, but they'll send like an actual salesperson to do the salesy part, which is ingenious really, if you've got the dough. But
then it doesn't that lose, because I was going to say,
it
actually,
loses the personality, doesn't it?
Well, on the wedding show that you've done on the weekend, was there anyone there that wasn't like a representation of the business and they were just like a salesperson?
Apart from the obvious.
Okay. Because in my head, I think as a couple, as a couple though, if you're going to a wedding show, for example, if I was a bride and I needed to make makeup doing, and I came to you, and then afterwards you were like, oh, it's not going to be me there, it's going to be one of my team.
Well, yeah.
You'd be a bit like, what's the point then?
Well, I'm really not very good at sales.
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of help in that, in like social media, sales, all of them things. And this upcoming, I'm doing a wedding fair on this, I think it's the 2nd of March, the Sunday, with the wedding show in Thornton Manor. And I've asked someone to come and help me.
Okay.
Because I'm so bad at it, that at wedding fairs that I've done before, I've not had one bride. So it's that bad that I just go into me shit and I'm like...
I was going to say, I don't think... You know, the amount of shows... No, the amount of fairs that we've done, especially at venues, and we've come away and they've had loads of like great conversations and not like no one's booked, and it's just been one of those things. So I don't know whether it's different for what we do to what you do in terms of like how people book you, because realistically we can show our work, even though you can't you? You can show
it's much
brides
harder for you to show your work than it is us.
Yeah, I do have like a book with like a lot of photographs in and stuff, and you can put your iPad playing, can't you? Like images and stuff. But even those pictures don't capture what it looks like in real life.
No.
It's so much better in real life.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's hard to capture it, even on cinematic mode and all that, you know, all your cameras and stuff. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And they look incredible in real life. I mean, they do obviously on the pictures too. But to portray that and put that in front of someone and be like, this is what I can do.
Wouldn't you think of, is it a way of like trying to sell it then? Would you not have a model sit there and just, and you just like doing makeup on air and people walk past and you go, oh, I'm just currently like...
Just doing it eyes, what I'm doing here is, that's actually kind of a good idea.
I thought that might have been a good idea.
Yeah, so I thought about that last time. And I was like, oh, my kit's all like backstage, so I can't like drag it all through the whole wedding fair to do that. So I was like, oh.
Because in my head, I'm thinking now, like, from the show point of view, when they have the catwalk, which people go and watch, are they looking at the makeup? Are they looking at the dresses?
They're mainly looking at the dresses, aren't they?
Yeah. So maybe we need to like
that's
have a little switch though,
having like a model, because I know I do it sometimes when we're at weddings. You probably do this as well.
Yeah.
We're waiting for certain moments of like process of the makeup, like typically the lips, the eyes, that type of stuff, to get those like shots. But I'm always mesmerised when I'm watching the makeup artist actually doing the makeup. Like, it's quite therapeutic, and I think if you had like a live model, for example, and you're doing it and you're just talking through it, I think people would just generally stop to think, oh, can I get my makeup done here? And then it starts that connection, doesn't it?
Do you have like...
They're booking you, aren't they?
Exactly. But I was going to say, do you find people booking you for you, or is it your work? Because it's different for like different suppliers, I would say.
I kind of hope it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
But more so for the work that I do, because I'm there for the morning. I've met them once before for their trial.
Yeah.
And then I'm done. Like, I don't stay unless they need me to stay or want me to stay. Then that's all that I'll probably see them, unless they come back for like their baby shower or like a special event, or recommend to a friend who's getting married.
Yeah.
Then that's the only time I see them. So
here's one for you, because obviously we're not... Well, I'm not a bride to be. But
unfortunately,
what is she?
A bridesmaid's makeup different to the bride's, and why?
I don't. Yeah, of course it is. It's a lot more special. There's a lot more meaning behind the bridal makeup. But the way it's applied from me, I don't apply it any other way.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes maybe it's a little bit rushed at the end when there's like 9 people to do and you're like, oh, you're last, you need to be done quick. But it's never it just takes longer. I think for a bride, take your time, make it extra special and perfect, and make them just feel special.
I think that
in
that
moment.
that in itself, I feel like from like a makeup artist point of view, you're probably the first person on the day that's making the bride feel
like a bride.
Really,
Yeah.
You're usually there first, aren't you? The amount of times we turn up and the hair and makeup teams have been there since like 5 or 6 or whatever. You are literally the first people that will feel like it's a wedding day.
Like it's beginning, isn't it? Really.
And there's been like places like Peckforton Castle. Driving there in the dark for a 6 o'clock start is the most frightening thing I've ever done. And then you've just got to turn up and be like, morning. Like you haven't been traumatized 5 minutes ago. Yeah.
So you must have that, like, do you have to like do like a shot of coffee before you walk into the makeup room?
No, do you know what? I don't really drink that much caffeine.
Okay.
Because
the shakes.
I get heart palpitations, but I do get the shakes. And if I'm doing a liner, my hand needs to be so steady.
Yeah.
I mean, I can blend it, but if they've asked for like a sharp wing liner and a red lip, it's the hardest thing you can do. And if you throw caffeine in and your hands like this, it's not good. So I'll have maybe like a cup of tea, but you don't drink it because you're so busy anyway, aren't you?
That's true. We always get off with tea, don't we?
Yeah.
You're a big fan of like rejecting hot drinks, aren't you?
Only because of this story that happened to me years ago at a wedding where I think it was a makeup artist or a hairdresser had tea or coffee, and the flower girl tipped her over herself in a flower girl. Obviously, she just got dressed, so it just went all over herself.
It wasn't hot.
It wasn't hot, thankfully, but it always plays in my mind being like, why was that cup of tea there?
What did they do?
Honest to God, it was like, it was...
Shackies down the aisle.
No, luckily, somehow they got away with it. And the flower girl didn't look as bad. And what was more, not that it makes it any more sad, but the flower girl flew from Australia to be at the wedding. Oh. So, like, you know what I mean? It's because it...
And they're all so little, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they don't know. She didn't know.
No, thankfully, it wasn't hot.
Can I just tell you, this is totally away from like weddings, but a story of spilling tea. When I was about 4 or 5, probably, I might have been 4 or 5, I might have even been younger.
Back in the black and white days.
Back in the black and white days where everyone had tellies that went like that. I actually, there's a little true story, pulled a tray of boiling hot tea on myself from a window ledge. So about people being a bit, what's the way to say it, like...
Careless,
yeah. They just left this tray of tea on the window ledge, boiling hot tea, by the way, which I pulled over myself, and I'm still scarred to this day.
Wow.
All down my right side. Not like deep scars that you're like, oh, ooh, get back. But like, little story about that there. I was traumatised from a young age. For subconsciously, for a long time, I actually didn't drink tea as a young adolescent and adult, and I don't know if it's got something to do with the PTSD of the tea pulling days. But
do you remember the first cup of tea you had after that? And you were like, I'm so scared.
First ever one for now.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
I'm so proud of myself.
Just a little story there, a little bit of my life.
Well, do you know what? Now that you've said the scar thing, for like yourself, do you ever have brides, you know, who might have scars and stuff and they want them covering? Is that something that you can do?
Yeah.
What a segue that was.
This is what I did, you know what I mean? I pick up on a word and think, how do I spin that to Carla?
Go on.
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
Yeah.
I did a lot of training in bridal makeup. I went to London and worked with Illamasqua. If you know that makeup brand, you probably don't.
No, we don't.
But
did me blank expression tell you?
Yeah. They used to be opposite MAC in the Met Quarter.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, we know them.
Yeah. They're amazing quality, everything. So I went to London and did their full course, and then I went back and did their bridal special course, which was about, I think it was 2 or 3 days. And the people that they had there, she was Asian, but she had dark skin. She lived in Dubai.
Right.
And she had really dark circles around her eyes.
Do you know what, Carla? I have them all the time, and it's not because
you sort them out for us.
It's not because of being on a lad's holiday on the weekend. Shout out to the lads, Dusseldorf, for you. I just have them all the time. So is it just like a?
I think that was one of the questions that came in. What's the best?
Yeah, you can have brightening, so you don't necessarily need makeup. I'm not going to say
no, but I need it.
On.
So I need to put something underneath my eyes. Can you see them? How bad they are?
Can you tell he hasn't slept for months?
Yeah.
Uncle Fester over there.
No,
in the corner.
So when she's got dark skin and her circles are even darker, they taught me to use it's like a peach coloured cream to put on under, and at first it's like you've got bright tangerine under your eyes.
Is the peach, is that like...
It's like a corrector.
Okay.
And then you put like your concealer and foundation over the top, and then it's disappeared because you've corrected it first. But it's like the smallest amount, and you just blend it in, and then hey presto, gone.
So peach corrector, foundation.
I've covered a bridesmaid's tattoo once.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't like a proper tattoo cover up.
Yeah.
But it was covered enough for the photographer to just blend it out.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't know if you can get rid of tattoos on a picture.
I think it's especially in today's modern age, it's quite easy. You don't even have to like blend it out anymore. You can just like
AI.
select this little tool and it does it for you.
I think the bride just didn't want that to be like a focus of her.
What was the tattoo?
As a
Can you
bridesmaid.
remember?
No, I can't. You know, it was
Horny devil
colourful.
with the panther going through
You
it or
know,
something.
when you have like something in the middle and then those fancy like lines either side, it filled her full arm.
Yeah.
I've corrected it, yeah.
I've had a bride who's had one there on her hand, sorry. Like the Shell Cole one. Remember that one? Shell Cole?
Oh, yeah.
Big fan. She had a tattoo there, and this bride didn't want it.
Do you think that's I don't, because I think we live in a very tainted age now, don't we? Like everyone gets tattoos. I know you probably. I think I just spotted one on your thumb there.
Yeah,
so you've got a little one. You haven't got none, have you?
No.
But a lot of people generally have tattoos these days. But still, people are like, can't have your tattoo in the shot. But like some people have got tattoos in certain areas to be on show. Do you think that's a thing? This is an open question, by the way.
I think it's an old thing. So like nans and maybe mums would say, oh, you can't have that dress because you can see your big tattoo. When that bride will probably want to show that off. Costs a lot of money. Let's show everyone. And it's like a personal thing, isn't it? A tattoo. Yeah. I mean,
I'm sure Abby Hanlon, little shelves that Abby Hanlon, she's got a sleeve, hasn't she?
Has she?
Am I just seeing things? I'm sure Abby Hanlon's got a sleeve.
I'm going to have to research
We're going to have to Google this, guys. Can we just put a pause in this? No, I think I've had like brides who've had a chest area tattoo and they've had like a open to show it off really.
Yeah.
Do you know one thing that I've just thought about with tattoos? Imagine getting a tattoo on your wedding day for the love of, like, for example, on your ring finger.
On the actual day.
Yeah. Do you reckon that'd be a good idea?
Sorry, she's actually got a half sleeve. Yeah, I've never ever noticed that. I don't know if you can make it out.
Guys.
Floral design. Sorry, I'm just smashing the place up.
Yeah. And I've just listened to that just vibrate to my ears.
Sorry, everyone, if you've got your earphones on. But yeah, Abby, half sleeve, well done.
Told you. Did you think that was a good idea, though? Imagine, like, on your wedding day, for someone who didn't want to wear jewellery, like, probably the groom, isn't it, realistically? Or maybe the bride. And they said, I want to get a tattoo instead on the day. Because it's only like a little...
I've seen that happen. I've seen that more and more, actually. Not on any weddings that I've done. But like obviously when you're online and you're looking at other people's stuff and looking for inspiration and whatever, I see loads of people having these like pop-up events now. Like obviously we've got our mate the Charm Girl who we intend to get on at some point. She does like on the day stuff. Obviously our little Beth illustration is like on the day artwork, if you like. So I think tattoos is just the next obvious thing. In fact, I actually I've got a picture from a wedding last year, maybe the year before, where one of the pictures where the girls, a group of friends, 5 girls, and they've all got the exact same tattoo in the exact same
spot. I'm sure I was at that wedding.
Little heart. You weren't at it.
No.
You went there.
You wasn't even there.
You weren't there. But they've got the exact same thing, and they all got a picture of them like putting their hands up like this in like a continuous line.
I think I've seen that photo at your wedding.
You have, and people have commented on it at wedding fairs saying like, "Oh, did they all get them done on the day? It's such a lovely idea." So I think it is there. Like,
there's any tattoos.
Yeah, as long as it's clean. Like I do semi-permanent makeup, which is essentially a tattoo.
Yeah.
So it would need to be in a clean area, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Then you bring in your expertise, then.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. Can I just sorry.
Go on.
This is totally away from what we've been talking about. It's not nearly in the natural flow of things. I'm talking about little ones.
Car screech.
Our Beth isn't here.
I know.
Our Beth.
She's not well.
She's not well. I know she was really dying to meet you. She actually said yesterday, I really, because I said, are you coming now then or not? It's like, oh, I think because it's here, I would have really tried to like pull myself together for that. But I just can't. Like, I'm absolutely near death. So get well soon, Beth.
Yeah, get well soon, Beth. It was a bad time for me, really, when the lads holiday on the weekend, and the day I got landed, she was like, I'm on antibiotics, and I was thinking, should I come home?
Kill the fucking holiday for me.
I was like saying to the lads, what should I do here? Because, you know, either way, I'm going to go home and I'm going to be like rough as well, aren't I? So I need to be there for her. So we've both been...
That's quite thoughtful of you, actually.
Yeah.
No, probably not many other
At least he
people go
thought about it. You know what I mean?
She thought it.
When he said thought about it, he went, what shall I do here? The actual answer was, fucking have a bevy, lads, and shut up. That was what happened.
Sorry, Beth.
Lads. But no, she really did want to be here to be. But obviously, we're always going to have like probably a season 2 and whatever.
Oh,
like,
Carla, this is not your first time being on this show. This is going to be like...
It is the first time.
I mean,
It is my first time.
It's not your last
This is
time.
not your last time, sorry. I'm still drunk, I think.
Yeah. Still coming down from them Duffeldorf blues.
And we're back.
Hey. Just a short break there. Just a short word from our sponsor, Coca-Cola. Serving up classic beverages for years since... I'm messing. We're going to be asked talking about other stuff.
Makeup stuff?
Carla's just pulled out a Pepsi Max and said like what people to prefer, Pepsi Max or
that's another poll in itself, isn't it?
It's such a good
she
one.
can tell the difference. What did you say? You can tell the difference
I
between
can tell the
Coke and
difference,
Of
Pepsi?
yeah.
course you can.
Yeah.
Of course you can.
What do you prefer?
Obviously Coke.
Do you?
Yeah.
Wait, he's a full fatter.
Oh, no.
Loves it. Again.
I was like,
Josh is on
I
a
feel like I
fucking
need
different
to
planet.
brush my teeth.
Yeah, I must admit, you are right in that sense. Like when you've had a can of Coke, your teeth are fluffy, aren't they?
There's so much
Like
sugar.
sleeping bags. But I started making it more of a treat for myself now. I am a Coke Zero guy. I am. Don't be like that.
There is Coke Zeros in his fridge, to be fair.
Yeah,
so I
Coke
was helping
Zero's
myself to
fine.
one.
Yeah, I know. Ryan
Like
just-
at McDonald's, you've got no choice.
yeah,
You've
and
got
I
to
think
have
that's a treat. Do you know what I mean? That is a treat.
No, you can get Coke Zero. I mean, you've
gonna
not
say.
got a choice of Pepsi, have you?
Oh, yeah, no.
Would you go? You wouldn't go to Pepsi over Coke.
Yeah, 100%.
She's a Pepsi head.
I'm a pet, yeah.
Why?
It's just me. I don't know. I just felt like it was nice. It tasted nicer than Coke Zero out of the ones with no sugar.
Right.
Yeah.
Pepsi Max, though.
Pepsi
Do you know what-
Max,
you know what I
yeah.
actually quite like, and I've had a few times lately, Pepsi Max Cherry.
Where is this? This is a wedding podcast.
I'm not a cherry flavour fan.
Not a cherry
No.
fan.
Cherry
know-
Coke. Come
Maybe they'll
on.
be fuming with you because they love a cherry, don't they?
That's their little trend.
That's the little trend that they chose.
They
slash
predicted.
started. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Swiftly on.
I was going to ask because over the years I've suffered really bad with my skin. Now I was going to say it's one of those things that sometimes as a man I can have an outbreak, which is fine. But on a wedding day, do you ever have men getting makeup done?
I've had one groomsman had a spot, and I know him, so I think he felt comfortable in like, we just cover me spot up.
Yeah.
Which I did fine. And I've had 2 grooms.
Okay, yeah, lovely.
So I was there to do one part of their groomsmaids.
Right.
And then there was another makeup artist for the other groom, for
Lovely.
like his groomsmaids.
Yeah, yeah.
So they both had
Groomsmaids?
groomsmaids each.
That's, I've never heard
I've
of that.
never heard that.
Well, it's not a bridesmaid for
It's
a
not a
man, is it?
bridesmaid.
With
No, I know.
2 men getting
I've
married.
just never heard the word groomsmaids. I can't wait
Yeah.
to use that.
Yeah.
Groomsmaid.
Groomsmaid.
Get on it.
So-
You heard it here first.
Yeah, groomsmaids, half were mine, and the groom came over and said, I've been practicing my makeup. Have you got any tips? And I was like, it's your wedding day. Why are you not getting your makeup done? And he was like, oh, well, I don't know. I just thought I'd get it for the girls. And I was like, sit down.
You sit down.
Get in that shit,
Take a
babe.
seat. And I got really excited. And I knew some of the other groomsmaids.
Right.
I used to work with them a really long time ago.
Yeah.
And I went to school with one of them and stuff. So I felt comfortable in that environment. There was a lot of people in that room and I got really excited. Yeah, you know, when you have to go in the corner and go, so excited. So he sat down and did his makeup and I was like, what do you want? Because
Yeah.
I've never really done
Attempted it.
that many
Yeah.
men's makeup. I've done Halloween makeup on them, but
Yeah.
never really a proper face of makeup. So he sat down, he was like, well, I've been doing a little bit of contouring. He had a beard. And so I contoured just like above his beard to like chisel his face in a bit. I couldn't do like his chin or anything because his beard was there anyway.
Yeah.
And did a little bit of brows. Anyway, he'd gone. And then the other groom came in and was like, have you just done his makeup? And I was like, yeah, do you want yours doing as well? And I was like, sit down. So he got really excited. He was like, can you, because his brows had like gone really fair and stuff.
Do you
so
do the
he did
brows and
brow.
stuff?
I just like penciled them in a little bit. Yeah. And he
I
had
think
a little
me
bit
and
of
Ryan could do
contour.
that
He was
makeup over here.
absolute. They were both
Speak for yourself,
gorgeous
mate.
men. Yeah, so I got really excited at that.
I can see that being
grooms.
a regular thing, though, to be fair. And obviously,
Hope
it's
so.
obviously out there already. But I mean, like, more frequent.
Yeah.
You'd probably see, like, two lads getting married. Because there's a lot of, like, male MUAs that we know and see at weddings. And they're really well known. Like, do it, dare I say it, sometimes better than the girls with, maybe because they've got steadier hands. I'm not saying that, but it's a female dominated industry.
Yeah, it is.
But there are lads out there that are like pushing that envelope, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%. Good for them as well.
Yeah.
Breaking into a woman's world, really, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
But yeah, good for them. I'm all for it. There's a wedding fair, like a company. They're called His Day, and they not necessarily like two grooms. They do obviously get a lot of grooms, obviously.
Modern men.
Yeah, but here I went to an event. I can't remember what it was. Roxy and have you heard of them? Roxy and someone.
It's
I'll come back to that.
one of them, isn't it? Where I don't want to.
I know
Leave
the
it.
name, but I don't want to say it wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I went to one of their events and there was speakers there and she was one of the speakers. And she was talking about her business being called His Day. And they essentially just involve the men more, not necessarily grooms, like getting married to each other, involving the men more. So her husband
I'm all for it.
was really into gardening. So he really wanted to take over the flowers and all that stuff. And there was one florist who kind of just was quite rude to him and talked directly to her. And she was like, no, I need to walk away
It's
from
an
this.
interesting point that you've made, though, because I must admit, I don't do that. I always include both partners in the conversation at a fair. When you're speaking to couples and stuff, I'll always speak to them because, again, it gives you an idea of who's involved. Because sometimes I would say, you know, not trying to assume, but 70% of the time, the lads are always like, yeah, I've been dragged here, like I didn't really want to come.
They're a bystander, aren't they?
Yeah, but you still got to include them. And if anything, it's their big day as well, isn't it?
It is their day. That's what it was all about anyway. So when I got home that
I
night...
love that, by the way. His Day, I'm going to look at that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Champion that, because I know, speaking from a lad's point of view, even though I did a lot of our, like, organising, if you like, not all of it, because obviously Becky did like the most part, because I just wanted her to be happy, but like the feeling of the process of going up to a wedding day for a lad does feel a bit like it's not to do with me, this, like I'm just there to agree and say yeah, and maybe give me little 10 pence every now and again if we're deciding between this and that, but there's not really, like, on the day itself, the feeling of like the buzz. You know, and it's a bit crap, really, isn't it? And like,
It's shit.
It's gonna say shit. It's a bit shit, really, because like when we have them consultations, if the lads do manage to get on the calls as well, when we're talking about like our approach to the day, a lot of it is predominantly based around the bride in the morning.
Yeah.
If it's obviously like a bride and a groom, of course, different situations apply. But like, you'd have this big conversation about the bride, about what time she's getting this done, what time the girl's there, do they want shots in the robes, all them other factors. And then you go to the lads, so what time are you getting your shower and I'll come down when you got your shirt on? Just a bit crap. So His Day, I'm going to be a champion for you.
They make just the men feel a little bit more special. So that night after I heard her speak, I just created more price lists for groomsmaids.
I love that. Well played, Carla.
You're onto a
well,
if they want it.
I'm doing like a full circle here again. I'm going backwards. I'm doing a handbrake turn. Because when you're speaking about His Day, and I'm going to ask about your day. Because obviously, I'm guessing you've been married before.
You're flying.
Flying. I know you've been married to your lovely husband, Paul, is it? Shout out, Paul.
Shout out, Paul.
I'm sure he will listen to this one because his wife's on it.
So.
We hope so, bit of support. But did he have an involvement in your big day? Sorry, Paul, in advance if you haven't.
His suit.
His suit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well
his
done.
Suit, his shoes.
Did you give him the colour preferences though?
Well,
you just say do what you want?
my niece at the time was 2, I think. She's 10 now. And I said to her, what colour should we have? Knowing full well she was going to pick pink and I would be made up. Pink. So I was like, all right then.
So we wore a pink suit.
No, he wore a navy suit with a pink bow tie, do you call it?
Yeah.
And a little thing in his pocket.
Oh, lovely.
Whatever
And
that is called.
Pocket square.
Cravat. No, it's not a cravat, is it? That's that fluffy
pocket
tie.
square.
Pocket
Yeah,
square.
pocket
Yeah.
square. Yeah. Yeah.
Where did you get married?
Thornton Manor.
Thornton Manor. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
you've been back then as a supplier doing obviously makeup and,
Yeah.
you've mentioned you're doing the show there coming up soon.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
Does it feel like, I don't know, does it feel like you're going back to your wedding day when you
Feel like it's mine
it's your venue?
and that they're just getting married in my venue. Yeah. It's a really strange feeling. It is very strange. And you spend a lot of time there, I think.
Yeah.
We were between 2 venues. So we went.
Say the other one.
Yeah,
Go on.
we-
Say the
And they
other
were
one.
really nice and I love it. And
Just building
I
it up.
kind of wish I could just have 2 weddings. So
Before
I
you
had
wipe
one
me
there,
arse
one
with them,
there.
go on, you are the-
West Tower.
Of all the places you could have picked.
I know. Well, I did.
They're
we
our
did
mates then.
pick
I
it.
take offence to
I
that.
know.
Well, I was just going to say on the topic of West Tower, they've just won an award last night.
I
so
seen.
Black
Yeah,
Tourism
well
Awards.
done.
Well done, West Tower. Big
Yeah.
shout out to you. Big fan of you. Anyway.
Amazing. So we went, and it is more modern, more of a modern house, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
yeah, it is.
Than compared to Thornton Manor,
Yeah.
with all of the old ceilings and all, you know.
Is that what you wanted? That like feeling of
I didn't mind. I love West Tower. I think it's a gorgeous venue. But when we went to Thornton Manor, I think there was no going back at that point.
Yeah.
Have you been?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the music room, they call it.
Yeah.
With the ceiling. And it was like you...
Sold it to
Wow.
you.
Yeah. And I was like, that's it.
Yeah,
I get that. And we speak about this all the time. You have to have a feeling. Don't
It
you?
was that, I guess, yeah.
And sometimes people do have a thought in their head of, oh, if I ever get married, I'm getting married there. But then when you're actually going through the process of picking your venue, you have to have that feeling of like, that this is where I can like envisage this day.
It has to be the right price as well, though. Like, you have got a budget. Everything's not the same price, is it? And that was kind of like, well, West Tower was a little bit cheaper when you consider the cost of just the house on its own.
Yeah.
It was an expensive wedding.
I was going to say then, as a supplier, was you a supplier then when you got married or not?
I wouldn't say I was a supplier, no.
No.
For tax reasons.
Yeah.
No, but I was-
Tell the tax man.
I was going to say, when it come to picking your suppliers on your big day, in what order did you book things in?
Venue, obviously, first.
Venue, yeah.
And then I guess we did photographer.
Who was it?
Adam Joe Roberts.
Yeah, I know Adam.
Fan.
Shout
Big fan
out
of Adam
Adam.
Joe Roberts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
He's from by yours as well, isn't he?
Witness,
Like that
isn't
area.
he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
Yeah. He's just easy to get along with. And I
Yeah,
was like,
he is.
we're not the posy type. Like, please don't take up the whole day with just taking pictures. I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
I just want to have fun. So,
And that's the important part, isn't it? I
That's
think
it.
a lot of people nowadays, when they are booking the photographers and videographers, it's all about like, you know, you should tell them what you want.
Yeah.
Like we spoke about it on the last episodes. If you haven't already listened to it, go and listen to it, Estelle.
Balance.
We did speak about that side of it, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we won't go into too much on that.
No. But you booked that and then what?
I booked
Jess?
that. And then I think it was makeup next.
This is the reason why
Close
I'm
to your
asking
heart.
is because you are a makeup artist. I thought surely you're gonna pick that.
Yeah.
How was
And it was hard
Yeah.
because when I first started doing makeup, I went and did lessons with Illamasqua in the Met Quarter and met a girl called Katie. She does like a lot of teaching now. And does semi-permanent stuff and things, and I don't know if she works in a college, I can't quite remember. But at the time, she was the makeup artist that I wanted to be like.
Yeah.
So I loved her style. I wanted that. to
Yeah.
come from my hand too.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what better way to go and learn
Of
with
course,
her?
yeah.
And then I was like, do I want that on my wedding day that I could do myself?
Yeah.
Because she's taught me at this point. And I was like, So she was like so special. And then there was other makeup artists that I came to know on like social media and in real life and stuff that have helped out on weddings. And no, but I had to be Katie.
So you did pick Katie,
yeah, I did pick Katie.
That's a lovely story, that.
Yeah, I couldn't not.
Your
I couldn't
idols,
not
isn't it, in a
pick
small way?
Yeah.
While Katie's doing your makeup, you've got a notepad going, so how did you do that again?
yeah. But she did everyone's makeup. I think a lot of brides now are kind of it's a bit of both. Some bridesmaids pay for their own makeup, and
that's
some
true.
brides pay for the entire thing.
Yeah.
But I did pay for all of my bridesmaids' makeup just as a little treat for them. For
Well,
the makeup
so
and stuff.
you've said that you've paid for everyone. Do you think, because I know it's a bit of a touchy subject, this, but because it is a big day, and you know we know the couple is spending out a fortune on everything. Do you think? I'm going to get you in trouble.
Just say
You're
it.
asking this,
Just say
but do you think the bride or the couple should pay for the bridesmaids to get their makeup done as well?
I think it's a choice that they
Yeah.
need to make within their budget. If I was a bridesmaid, I
You wouldn't
would
expect it.
no.
Yeah,
I would
I'm
offer
just-
to pay
Yeah.
for my own, because if I wasn't a bridesmaid, I'd be going and buying a new dress, new shoes, get my hair and makeup done
Yeah.
for that. Maybe not my
Makes
makeup,
sense,
but
actually.
I would pay for that anyway for their
Yeah.
day. So why wouldn't I pay for it just because I'm a bridesmaid? So I
like
think
that.
they would appreciate that more, the bride and groom being offered, but not necessarily, because I paid for all mine. I didn't even ask. I didn't expect anything. So yeah, I would.
So to all the bridesmaids out there, stop being cheapskates. No offence, I don't want to get knocked out.
I think as well, you've got that opinion of the bride has chosen that makeup artist. But if you're a
Consistency,
bridesmaid,
isn't it? Like across the...
well, I guess. But if you're a bridesmaid and you have your makeup done by someone else all the
Yes,
time,
yes.
would you not want to go to them and then come and join the bridal party, or
Yeah.
would you just settle for the one that they've chosen, even though you don't know them?
I was going to say, I remember
guess
having
this
this
is
with
where-
Beth,
yeah.
when Beth's being a bridesmaid at a wedding, and like the artist that the bride's chosen, because they have different types of makeup doing. Beth likes hers very natural. She doesn't like to be too much, but she knew the bride was going to be the opposite way. So Beth was panicking, thinking, "Oh my God, like what's going to happen here?" So Beth in the end just got her own done, just for like peace of mind.
How did that conversation go down?
I don't think it's like it's not against the artist or the bride. It's just they have
That's what I
different
mean,
skin
but like,
complexes,
it's
don't
like
they, or whatever.
that, like, oh, so is man not good enough now? Did that have to...
No, I don't think that was the case. I think Beth just said like she's had it done
I
previously.
don't want to look like you.
No, she just said like I don't wear makeup anyway most of the time. So when I do, it can't go too far the other way, because then you're like, oh, you know what I mean? You don't look like that normally. So that's I think Beth. I can't speak on behalf of Beth, but I know that's how she thinks.
I know Becky, like, when, like, talking about, like, going too far the other way, Becky, like Beth, never has her makeup done, really. Even, like, when we go out on our little dates and she doesn't get her makeup done. Even for some special occasions, she doesn't even get it done, because she just isn't a fan of that much makeup and that. But sometimes when she's got it done, and she's got it done in MAC once, and I was like, who the fuck's this? I couldn't like...
Who the hell is that?
Not that I couldn't like still appreciate what she'd had done, but it didn't feel like her.
Yeah.
Do you know, it was a bit like,
It's one of the
don't
most
tell me you look
important
nice, like, and I was
things.
like, well, you don't look like you.
Yeah.
But then at the same time as when Beth gets it done and she loves it, you can see her glowing. I can see her little face, like, do you know what I mean?
Oh,
That's what I
little
live
scratch
for,
on the head
yeah.
there for Beth. Come on, like a babe.
That's the best feeling, is
Yeah.
that when they do love it.
Yeah, do you feel good about themselves?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's my whole job.
Sorry, to go back talking about Becky again, because it's triggered me there. I think when she has hers done, no offence to anyone who's ever done her makeup, and I don't know who you are, I don't care really, but like, I don't think she's ever really come back and thought, I like that. And maybe two reasons. Maybe
Get it here now. Get it here right now.
One, because like it's always overly done, because the people that she's choosing are, like you've just said, would put up like thicker areas in her eyes and whatever.
Yeah.
So that's not it. So she needs someone who's a bit more natural. I just don't think she's ever picked the right person.
She just needs to come to me.
But then I was going to say, because you've just said then about that's your whole job, is to make brides feel like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Is that part like the sales pitch when people are booking you? Not a sales pitch.
I think it's a genuine like selling point, I suppose. There's no better feeling than if I give someone the mirror and that reaction, you know straight away if they don't like it.
Yeah.
And you go, right, what do you want to fix? Tell me.
Yeah.
Be honest. And you can't create that environment that they are allowed to say, oh, could you just do a little bit of that or whatever. I think that comes with experience, maybe.
Yeah. Here's one for you then. When does the bride get hair makeup done? Is she first? Is she last? What's the theory on this?
No. It depends how many there are. If there's loads of time, they feel better going last.
Okay.
Then fine, go last.
I assume that they would go last.
But no, not all the time.
I wouldn't say all the time because you want the bride to have a makeup done and a hair done to be able to get them shots before she gets into the dress.
They do a bit, don't they? And then you do like the touch-ups, like the final bit.
Oh, here's one for you. Put you on the spot here. When the bride gets into a dress and she still hasn't left the venue, are you still there or are you done?
Yeah, most of the time I'm still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because obviously it happens, and it's not against anybody really, but we have had it before when like the makeup artist is done and she's finished everyone and they're like packing up and they're gone. And that to me sometimes is a bit like...
Red flag.
I just feel like, I don't know, I don't want to like badmouth anybody because people might have reasons to get off. They might have a doctor's appointment or anything like that, but sometimes I just...
Why did you go to doctor's appointment?
On a Saturday.
They had the money to go and...
But I'm trying to, backtrack a little bit.
I know what you mean.
But I do think sometimes, like, come on, just stay. It's a 20 minutes
Just
late.
a
You know
little
what I mean? Just like, it's just care, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Well, something could happen, couldn't it? Imagine, like, so like the first look.
It has. I've seen
first
it.
look happens loads. A lot of tears are shed during first looks typically. If you're still around then to like give a little dab, a little touch up or whatever, it's like surely that goes a long way for you as well as like an MUA to go, oh no, she waited around and it was just so lovely, cared for us, and even after I was crying with my dad, I still got me little touch ups.
And I think that's the same for, I'm not going off topic here, but it's the same for the hairdressers. I think they should stay because the amount of times when the veil's getting put in and they're not there, and everyone,
really?
Yeah. We have to do the veil most of the time. Yeah.
I've done a veil myself.
Yeah.
I've put a veil in on multiple occasions.
It's full out.
No, I don't have to do it now.
How do you?
Actually, do you know what? I'll
Hey, go on.
I'll sell myself here. So I've seen veils done by obviously a lot of different people, but I've seen it done by our mate here by Bethan.
Shout out.
Before, friends of yours, who you'll know as well. And she showed us like the real, I've seen her do it loads of times, but she showed us the most accurate way to do it, like above or below, or depending on the hairstyle, and I can paint that out now. But also what a lot of them do is they'll just like put it in with the actual like the jagged edge of the end of the veil. Whereas what she does is she'll do that, but then she'll also clip it down using some little Kirby grips or whatever. So it stays in. A lot of people, hairstylists, don't do that. Oh. And I feel like I always get like shunned or like lost at it and say, what the fuck do you know? When I go, what you should probably do is put a few clips in there, so it doesn't like fall out because that'll drag on the floor and it'll pull out.
I've seen a little hack as well.
Put a little piece in.
That they do a tiny little, like if you've got your hair down, they'll pick like your hair up, put a tiny little braid or like a plait, put the hair back down and then like shove it in so it stays into like the crisscross of the hair.
Makes so much sense to me that when I put my veil in next, that's what happens.
That's it.
As you can see.
I was actually going to say in terms of makeup and hair then, the crossover, what gets done first, hair or makeup?
Makeup first.
Yeah.
So it's out the way.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't do it anymore, but a lot of makeup artists when they first start out will hold someone's head still. So if you're touching the top of their head, then the hair could be like ruined. You teach yourself not to do that. I did it when I first started out because people do move around, and you know, so you kind of like stay still. So
stay still, Carla.
So that makeup, then hair, then you can always fix.
Yeah. Do you feel like then? Because I always think this. For the makeup artists, when they turn up, do you feel like you've got to do your own makeup before you get there as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like
Some don't, though. Some just turn
don't,
up, like, looking like shit. Oh, no offence.
I mean, mostly. If there's a photo, it's usually my hand in the picture. So I feel like I have to get my nails done all the time because the hand and a brush is always in the picture. But it's usually the back of my head, which is usually none of my business and a bit of a mess. But yeah, always makeup on. Practice what you preach.
Do you have them little like, I'm proper like thinking, yeah. But do you know when makeup artists...
Fangirl for?
I know, they have them little like tools on that like stop. No, you can press pads and that. Do you use them or not?
Not really.
What are they called?
No, like a puff thing.
Yeah.
What are they called? Don't really
puff, we'll call them.
Yeah.
I always get like interested when they put all little tools on their hands. I like a little gadget and a little.
But then I don't though, because when we're filming it,
but it probably doesn't help.
And capturing it, it just looks like Inspector Gadget's like doing the makeup.
No,
do you know what I mean?
None of that.
Go, Gadget.
Most of the time when it's like a photo, it's get the best looking brush and just pretend. Yeah. And you do a lot of pretend. Like, I mean, I do top their lips up for real if it's like a lip shot, which photographers love, don't you?
Guilty as charged.
Yeah.
Guilty.
Yeah. But there's shots of Matt from my wedding day in the video, and she placed a lash on and then they slowed down like the blink and it looks just really lovely. Yeah. So there's things that you can do, you know. That's a little bit of tip from me.
Who done your video?
Well, he's gone missing. I can't find him anywhere. But his name was Alex Air.
Oh no, don't know him.
No.
Did you get your video back before he went?
Yeah, I've got my video.
The way you said it then, he's gone missing.
He was great,
Can't get our video back.
You know when you like post something like years later and you're trying to like find him? I can't find him. I don't know where he's gone. Maybe he's just sacked it off.
Rebranded.
Rebranded. Yeah,
these
photographers and videographers, that's what they're constantly doing.
Time it doesn't, aren't they? Yeah, it's Ryan's segment time. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Obviously, you've had to listen to the other part of the podcast until you got to the one you've been waiting for. So I haven't actually brought anything physical. A little part of it was the cards that I've already talked about earlier. That was part of the segment. But it's actually something that Becky will fume at me for actually saying it. As like a big thing. It's not like that. It's not juicy. But I have not shut up about this thing for like about the last 2 weeks, I would say, since I found it. And what it is, it's more of an enlightenment. Okay, so obviously people listen to us, probably against their will sometimes, but like people listen to us all the time, and for some reason people find us interesting, but I get why they do, because, you know, we're all right, we're informative. But what I've started listening to was, not by all the time, but I found this thing, which is a radio show, I think it's based in like America or Canada, called Brook and Jubal, but they have this section called Brook and Jubal in the morning, second date update. There's a reason why I'm saying this, by the way, but I'll give it a bit of a synopsis first. So basically what they do is they have this thing called the second date update, and essentially what it is two people have been out on a date, could be in multiple dates or one, doesn't matter, and what's basically happened is one of them hasn't replied to the other. So say me and you went on a date, and we've had a lovely time and everything seemed to go well, but then after the date, I haven't replied to any of your messages or texts to say, like, when are we going again, or did you enjoy it, anything like that. And what this radio show do is they'll, on behalf of the people who want to know why, they'll phone up the person, right? It's hysterical. They'll phone up the person who they can't get in touch with and ask why, and they'll give them information about the date. You know, she said that you went to go for ice cream or
Nando's.
Whatever, like Nando's, and she said you had a really good time, so she just doesn't understand why you're actually not calling her back. And I'll just blow this out there. There's loads of different variations of how people typically respond to that. But I'm just going to say to you, go on this is actually direct to the camera. Go on TikTok or on YouTube and type in Brook and Jubal in the morning second date update. It is fascinating. But just to give it a quick one.
Go on.
So, give you an example. So, the recent one that they had, there was a girl who went out on a date with a lad. They had a lovely time, and for whatever reason, he hadn't called her back. So, they got in touch with the lad. Lad answers the phone, sounds dead out of it, dead unusual, and dead eerie. And you're like, what's happening? And he went, oh, well, I went on this date, didn't I? And he went, yeah, it was 4 days ago. And the lad goes, no, it was 6 days ago. And because I've counted those days, because it was actually, I was in hospital that night. And you go, what do you mean? So they undress it, and basically what happened is, on the night of the date, the girl lost their cat. And the lad's trying to be a nice lad after they'd like left her at a door, went around the neighbourhood looking for this cat. But in the process actually got ran over by a car.
Oh my
looking
God.
for her cat. And he basically that night was put in hospital and was there with like broken ribs, broken arm, like really quite horrific injuries. And the girl was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. On that night after you left, me and my mum went out looking for the cat, and we did hear sirens and stuff, but we just assumed that it was just somebody in the neighbourhood, and we didn't realise it was obviously you.
Oh my God.
So they've made the connection that it was like him looking for the cat in the ambulance and whatever, and that's why he hadn't called her back. And they asked him, so would you have called her back? And he went, of course, I'm in the hospital, like we had a lovely time. I really felt a lot for her, which is why I wanted to help her look for her cat and stuff, because I knew she was distraught and emotional. And basically, what Brooke and Jubal do, if they find that is like, it's not like a horrendous reason where people have like couldn't stand each other, and there are some out on the, listen to them, you'll find them hysterical, they'll pay for a second date for them to go out and kind of like reignite the flame. So after he came out of the hospital, about 2 or 3 months went by, and they'd paid for this second date for them. And he said, like, how did you get on the second date? And it's the update of the second date, update, they call it. So they've been out, they've had a date. And he said, like, so how things are going? And these two people had, like, got into a relationship for basically the 2 months leading up to when he could actually leave. She's been going around, taking him soup, helping him with his medication and stuff like that. They've really fell in love with each other, and they're about to like move in together and everything. But that was like a really lovely story of like how things played out. But there are loads out there of
like funny stories,
car crashes. I mean, like
poor choice of words. That
no, but they're terrible. And some people like they're getting stalked, or there's like dead mad reasons. But go and look at Brooke and Jubal in the morning second date update. You will not regret it.
I was not expecting you to say all that.
I was thinking, where is this going?
I've tried to condense that as well. There's more to it. But basically, the reason why I said that is, one, for the entertainment purposes. Obviously, go and look at that because you will find it interesting. But two, leads me on to dates. Now, obviously, in our wedding world, you probably, you're past your first dates because you're obviously due to get married for the most time. But even as grown-ups and parents and whatever, we still go out on dates. So I was going to ask you, to the floor,
go on.
What does a date look like to you with your beloved other halves? What do you like to do? Where'd you go? Da-da-da.
Do you want to go first, Carla?
I haven't been on a date for a while, to be honest.
Paul?
Yeah, Paul.
Sort it out, son.
What does it look like? Well, when we've got a new kitchen. Well, it's fairly new. We got an island. And we used to have wine dates.
It's all coming out.
So we used to do that, and that was, fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes we started that though as Finance Fridays.
Ooh, that.
We used to go through the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
It was.
I think a lot of couples can relate to this.
I do. I'm only messing.
I quickly shut that off and just changed it to wine at the island. But I don't know. We quite like going to. We like walking, so we like going for a walk to the pub, and we'll have tea or whatever.
Usually alcohol involved.
Yeah. Like a bottle of wine,
Love that. We love walking to the pub.
Yeah, we love walking anyway. It's just been his 40th birthday, and we went to Betsy Coward. It was a surprise, and I left the Saturday open to what would he want to do. So we were going to go to Zip World, where you fly across the thing.
Yes, I've done that.
So I put money away for that, for him to do it. And then he was like, I'd just like to go and walk up a mountain. So
the simple
a few of us,
in life.
we walked up a mountain, and our little 5-year-old came with us and was at the top of the mountain, didn't complain once.
Oh, it's boss.
Yeah. So that was, I guess, not a date, but
that's
it.
That's
your great day.
Yeah, it would be a date day to you, a lovely date day.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like chatting, isn't it? Anyway, where you can just sit and have a conversation.
And I was going to say the best time to have a chat is normally on a walk. Because you're out in the
Every
fresh
time.
air and you just...
Well, you're not looking at your phone. And
No.
if you go to like, not to use your example, but if you go to like a pub or a restaurant, sometimes just
It's on the table.
Makes you just pick up your phone, doesn't it? You never do it at walks.
Well, my date sounds even more worse now because mine is going to pictures where you're not allowed to talk.
I knew that was yours.
Don't talk to me.
No, me and Beth, before we had kids, we used to have like them cinema passes.
Wait. And since let's
don't
have it right. Can I just say I've never known any two adults to go to the pictures as much as them and not have like a cinema pass.
No, I think we used to have one because it made sense, but now we probably only go once a month. You've got to go more than once a month to like make it worthwhile.
We used to have a Cineworld?
Yeah.
We used to have that pass before like Penelope was born and we were like dating more. We used to go on a Sunday morning and take a packet of biscuits and buy a cup of tea and have tea biscuits in the morning on Sunday.
That's nice. That. We used to always I don't know what food we used to get.
All of it.
No, but I think it was just popcorn and nachos, I think. No biscuits and tea for us, but it was more just the popcorn.
There's nothing better than a cup of tea and a biscuit, though,
I think Beth might be converting now to the biscuits and tea.
A morning shower.
That's a sign of age, that. That's a preference thing, comes with age, that. Wait until you get to 37 and 40, you'll have biscuits, taffies.
I'm not 37 yet.
But no, it's. I just think it's very important as well. Not to like go too much on about it, but like it is very important to still date and to still make time for yourself, especially as you are growing up and you're coming into the realms of getting married and stuff like that. It's easy to kind of forget who you both are sometimes because it becomes, especially with kids, so much about somebody else, your relationship sometimes.
Oh, so someone just wanted to date this weekend with his wife. Get it out there, come on.
Oh, I did as well, didn't I? I actually did this. I didn't even realise.
You defo knew.
No, I swear to God, I was not thinking about that.
Ryan does this. He says stuff to make himself sound better.
Can you stop doing that, by the way? That's really becoming like a real problem for me. I'm getting like
it's gonna stick.
I'm getting like an actual, what's the word?
Yeah, like a complex.
A complex about how much you think I do it for other people.
No, I know I do this to wind them up because just.
I'm triggered. I'm so triggered when you do it.
It actually just made me think. Then we watched that Michael McIntyre's Big Show, was it? And they had Tony Bellew on the recent episode, and they were talking about him being tight. Like, and people messaging saying, "Oh, you owe me 20 quid still," and he was like, "Oh my God, this is gonna stick." And you saying that just made me think of it. Then
why am I tight as well? Fucking hell, definitely not tight.
I mean, just me saying like Ryan brings things up to make.
Where did you go on your date then?
We went to one of those candlelit concerts. You've seen them?
Oh, I've seen them.
Yeah, we went to one.
It was romantic.
Initially, it was a very selfish choice on my behalf because it was a Hans Zimmer version. So it was like obviously all the well-known songs that he's composed over time from the bigger movies. But I think I knew that it would be a hit because Becky loves to watch orchestras at play. Way back when, a couple of years ago, I took her to see Back to the Future live orchestra in the Philharmonic in town, and she loved it. She hates Back to the Future. She actually doesn't understand what's going on, and she doesn't understand why I even like it. But she loved watching the orchestra.
Yeah.
And I knew with the candles and all that, it would be a big hit. So Fever concerts, if anyone wants to know.
A little Mowgli after as well. A little Mowgli.
And then we went to Mowgli after. We just walked in off the street, which is a rarity, isn't it? You usually have to book. Yeah. And then after that, we went to probably one of our favourite places in town, Hummingbird, which is a quite refined, like speakeasy style. But
love that.
Not that they listen, but I was really upset because they used to do champagne by the glass, which was our drink of choice when we always went there.
And they had to the bottle.
And they don't have it anymore. They only have it by the bottle, and the bottles are like $1.30 or something, which you just don't want for just a little quick drink.
No. You just drink champagne for not a celebration?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Oh,
only when we went there, though. Not
That's
like,
fancy.
I'm not like a big, like, wouldn't be caught dead, couldn't count a beer. Champagne only, thank you. No, I'm from fucking Nogsy girl, like champagne. That was our thing. That was like our version of a date would be going out for a little walk, maybe around town, going for like maybe something to eat, and then Hummingbird for a glass of champagne. That was like our thing.
Well, apparently I'm going on a date soon, so I'll let you know what.
Ooh. Go ahead, Paul.
Second date update. Paul's pulling up the bag.
Yeah. That can
no
be a thing.
pressure.
Yeah, no pressure, Paul.
But just to give a last mention, this is how we'll close this off as well. Talking about dates, we know a previous guest of ours is a big fan of dates. Our mate here by Beth has a date day on a Thursday night, is it?
She lives the life here.
With our stayers, she'd call him. And he's probably is our stay now because I've met him in real life. And they always make a point of going every single Thursday. The kids are minded that the mums already know that it's on the cards, and they make a big point of doing that, which keeps them connected and together. So shout out here by Beth and spreading the love. And should we go on to the main segment of the day.
Hi Carla, so sorry I can't be there today. I'm actually gutted because I was really looking forward to the makeover. I sent a few questions in for question time, so I'll let you do the little jingles for me today. But we'll definitely do a part 2 because I've got loads to ask you, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
Oh, she does sound really poorly, doesn't she?
She does.
Bless her.
So she has given you full permission there, which is
Okay.
said in the voice note, which has just made me feel a little
It
bit
is
better.
a thing.
I was like, no. Okay.
So I will give you the point.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
Just say it's
question time.
Question time.
Okay.
In your way.
It's question time.
Yes, Carla. Love that.
That's getting replaced, didn't Estelle do it as well? Estelle did the
Estelle,
question time.
Estelle couldn't
she?
even get it out. Couldn't even get her words out.
Oh, no.
Because she was just laughing too much. She kept hearing obviously Beth in her own head.
Can I just point out, because we know, but like the audience won't know,
Yeah.
this is the highest amount of questions we've ever had. Ever.
Yeah.
People
Promise you
must
that.
think I'm interesting. Go on.
No.
Honestly, Carla.
Hit me with them.
Normally it's like quick fire round for me, but this is not going to be today. So first question is from Cliff.Nicola.
That's my sister-in-law.
Oh, lovely.
Shout out Cliff.Nicola-in-law.
She has said, what made you want to get into makeup?
At the time, I was about 23, 24, and I was always out. I'd only just met Paul. We'd not long been together. And so I was still going out with my friends and stuff and doing my makeup all the time. And I wasn't very good at it. Or I'm getting someone else to do my makeup and then fixing it. Like, because I didn't love it. So I just thought, well, I just need to learn what to do.
And that's how you got into it?
So that's how I got into it. When me and a friend went to Katie, to her house. And she taught us and she said, actually, you've got a knack for that. So I said, oh, would you mind if I brought like one of my friends and you show me how to do makeup on other people? So it started from there.
There you go.
Yeah.
What type of timeline are we talking here? How many years ago was that?
12,
Few.
12 years ago.
13,
12,
14,
yeah.
don't know, something like
We
that.
don't know. It doesn't matter.
Extra points.
But that's how you got into
A
it.
while ago. That's how I
Yeah.
went into it, yeah.
Lovely.
Lovely stuff.
Okay. This is from glow.up.beauty. Question.
Yeah, that's who did you like, wasn't it?
Yes, yes. And he has sent in 2 questions. And he says, as in me being male selling eyelashes, but not being a lash artist, let's collab.
Yeah, okay.
Have I read that right?
There you go.
as in me
Who's that?
being
Send me
male...
some lashes.
Yeah. And then he's also said, what advice would you give for someone trying to promote their products in a female-led industry?
I don't think it matters.
No.
Male or female. I think he's a great businessman, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
He's had multiple businesses now.
Yeah, and he does like a prize one, and there's loads of different things from Glow, isn't there?
Yeah.
I think the main one was making signs, like what you've got, and the nights, for example, in the lights and stuff for the weddings. But getting into lashes, I mean, it's not the usual thing.
Yeah.
But when
Tatty lashes, that's a thing,
I was just
isn't it?
gonna say,
That's
tatty lashes.
Yeah.
owned by a man.
It's a lad, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Lad and a girl, isn't it? Partnership.
is it?
I
I
thought
thought
it-
it was
Oh, yeah,
girl.
maybe. It's the lad.
I thought it was
I
a
know his name.
partnership.
His name's Elliot, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Which is actually not a million miles away from here. They've got their main HQ in Bootle.
A
Probably
lot
of
of
all
things,
places.
you know, when you're starting out and stuff, you do a lot for free, don't
course.
you? So send your lashes out to makeup
Carla Knight.
artists or people who you want to work with
I would agree with
to
that.
promote them, and then it'll reap the benefits in the end, won't it?
Spiral.
Yeah.
Good advice, Carla. And I think that's a great idea. We talked about what Lucy Conlon, who was on with her makeup brushes, and we said...
Conlon 1.
Conlon 1.
Conlon 1.
We said to her, get them
Have
out.
you used the
people.
Conlon
Leave
one?
me some.
Have you ever used the
No,
Conlon
I
one?
haven't. No.
Would you like to?
Yeah. Why not?
I feel like we could hook that up.
We could definitely hook
Oh,
that
nice
So,
one.
our mate.
up. Olivia_Jane_vocalist has also sent in a
Yes.
question. And she has said, what's your fave type of makeup to do for bridal look?
I'm more of a natural style makeup artist, so I more enhance the natural beauty that's already there. I think I see the beauty in everyone. So when they sit down, yeah,
Stop it, Carla.
yeah.
That's lovely,
So
though, isn't it?
everyone's gorgeous. So just enhance what they've got. Like if they've got nice big eyes, then you can enhance them. Or some people say, "Oh, such and such likes me eyes. Let's enhance them." Or
Yeah, I like that.
it's like that. So yeah.
I never thought that, well, it's probably just badly assuming, isn't it? But you wouldn't think, you know, going in, you just think, oh, just do the makeup the way they want. But it's nice that you're thinking of their beauty and thinking, oh yeah, their eyes are lovely, you know, enhance
And
them.
you see when they sit down, you kind of go, I know what I think will look nice.
Yeah.
You tell me what you want, and then we'll discuss it and help you out. That's all what the trial's about, to be fair.
Lovely. And would you, this is not a question, this is from me, trial always. So anyone who's getting married, who's wants a makeup artist, you've got to have a trial.
I would say if you've never had your makeup done before, or we've never met before, or I've never done your makeup before, then yeah, I would say have a trial. One of my brides who's getting married this year has become a good friend. She's marrying my best friend's brother. So she was like, I don't need a trial. You've done my makeup a million times. So
Yeah, fair do. I just thought of that.
on the odd occasion.
Does she need a photographer and videographer though? That's the question.
That is the question. Too late. Too late.
I know, yeah, money wrestling.
Next question is from, I'm getting old, maybe when I've got glasses on and I'm still
doing that
like. Can you recommend a good eyeshadow palette for someone who wears soft brown/nudes?
Yeah, who's asking that?
That is from the White Dress Culture.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, wedding dress shop.
Yeah, they've sent in a few questions.
Have they?
Yeah, they have.
I am a big fan of the Soft Glam palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I've bought that numerous times. Charlotte Tilbury's obviously a winner. Any of their stuff, anything by them. But yeah, that's my favourite. Anastasia's Soft Glam.
Best under eye. Oh, go on, right.
Sorry, just a little
Charlotte Tilbury.
I met Charlotte Tilbury's representatives, not Charlotte herself, obviously, at the wedding show at the weekend. And there's two girls specifically who've been given the role of bridal niche. So I don't know if you will have been aware of this because it's in your world, but Charlotte Tilbury is specifically kind of like, apart from being like a major operator with makeup in general, they're actually now given like bridal mornings out as part of a service that you can purchase. You can get a specialist from Charlotte Tilbury to come to your wedding day.
Wow, never knew that. And best under eye concealer for someone 40 plus?
The Maybelline, what is it called?
That's a question from Ryan there.
Yeah. What's it you for your eye bags?
Did I?
There's a little Maybelline one where you twist in. It's got like a little puffer thing at the top. Can't remember what it's called. It's great.
There we
That
go.
one.
Maybelline
Best.
I'll get the name.
It'll come to you.
Yeah.
Best long-lasting lipstick for your wedding day?
Actually, the best tip is to colour your entire lip with your pencil. So that acts like a primer for your lipstick, and then you put your lipstick over the top. Gloss doesn't last as long.
Look at us too, like we're actually going to start putting it on.
Hey, you
I'm
never
going to
know.
make your lipstick last all day.
Babe.
Yeah, I'll try it.
But I'm a big fan of MAC.
Big fan of MAC.
Yeah, I like their lipsticks. I try not to use a lot of MAC because I think they still test on animals, which I don't love. But I can't.
Yeah, you can't
get away from the
their
facts.
lipsticks are amazing, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to probably get this name wrong, but I feel like it might be a previous bride of yours, Emma Ladanowski? Ladanowski.
We just call her Emma Lad.
Emma Lad. It's happening, Emma. Have you ever had to work with a bridezilla? This is Emma. Come on, you're throwing us a bus.
Emma, it was you.
I was a bit of a bitch on the day. I just want to make sure it was me.
Was Emma one of your previous brides?
Yeah,
Okay.
she wasn't a bridezilla though. I was just kidding.
No comment.
No, I wouldn't say bridezilla. I think in my head, bridezilla is an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
I've never had a nightmare.
But you've probably had brides who've been overwhelmed, really nervous, feeling like sick.
I've had a bride who's actually vomited in the morning from nerves.
Oh, bloody hell. It's sad, isn't it? When you see things, when you see brides like that, it's not very nice,
It's not
is it?
nice.
No. Because you feel for them, don't you?
Nervous, yeah. And you try and help the situation. I didn't really know what to do in that situation.
Yeah.
But no, not
cloth.
necessarily. Yeah, not necessarily a bridezilla. I've had particular people who know exactly what they want.
Doesn't that not help though? I would say. Because they're giving you the answer, aren't they? What they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny when you mention about bridezillas, because it's not even a thing anymore. Because if you're well rounded enough in your particular skill set, you should be able to like understand that all people are different.
Yeah.
So there's not really a zilla. It's just like
no.
Can't be asked for it.
That was such a politician answer, Ryan.
I wondered if people thought I was a bridezilla when I got married. We'd have to ask.
I'll have to get Katie on, won't we? Hey.
Get Katie and
get Katie on.
the bridesmaids.
We've got Chris Green Weddings, who I believe is a photographer.
Yes.
Yes. And he has sent in a question. What has been your worst experience at a wedding? Come on, what's with these questions?
Give us a go, Chris.
Give us a go.
I have got a story.
Oh.
And you know what? I hope this bride doesn't mind me saying. But I'm not going to say the venue either. But there was a situation where I was doing the bride's makeup at the time, and she had her dress hung up, high on the window.
Okay. Do you know what's funny when you're saying that? I'm like trying to picture the venues that do that.
Yeah. And it was hanging up so it could drop the creases out and stuff, but the creases weren't dropping out, and it was one of those dresses that's not satin, but still like 2 layers of fabric.
Right.
Kind of together, and that's it to the dress. So
Yeah.
one of those little slinky ones. And the creases weren't dropping out. So she said, I haven't got a steamer. Ask the venue. So there was a lady who worked
Sounds making me uncomfortable.
There was a lady who worked, and she started steaming the dress with an iron. So you know where this is going.
I don't like it.
So I was doing her makeup and just doing, maybe her eyes were closed at the time, I don't know. And you just heard,
Oh my God.
I know, can you imagine my heart
the room
stopped?
falls
Anyway,
silent.
yeah. So the obviously stopped and looked away, and the bride looked over, and the hot part of the iron had touched the dress, and there was a hole in the dress, a burned hole.
I was going to say, with
Thankfully,
browning.
it was the inside
Oh my God.
of the dress, so that was kind of like the best part about the situation. But this hole was about that big. It was, when your heart stops, and the bride looked at me, and I was like,
Wait, me.
what do I do in this situation? And when you're looking around for like help, and I was like, and this woman though
Close your eyes
continued
for us.
to steam the dress.
Fuck off. I'd just get out
And
the
she
room.
was like, stop. And I went, I think you need to go over and tell her to stop.
Yeah.
Anyway, she goes over. She continues to steam the dress
While
while the bride's talking to her. It was awful. Awful.
Put the iron down.
Put the iron down. So in the end, she did make her put it down. And
Wow.
Yeah.
What a horrendous
That was the
situation.
worst situation. The worst feeling. I was like, oh my God.
I think that might just make a little reel for us, that story, I think. Sorry, Carla. The first reel of Carla's episode will be the worst experience of my life. Go on. Next question. We've got loads just to go through.
Okay.
Jenna Way Travel. You know Jenna Way?
I know Jenna Way.
I feel like
Her name's Jenna.
Jenna. I feel like
Is it like Jetaway?
It's
that what she's
kind of
going
like,
for?
yeah, she's a travel, what are they called? Travel agent.
yes.
A lot of them around now, isn't he? Like
I'm one.
Independent.
Well,
Are you?
yeah, I'm signed up to be one, but
Okay.
don't come at me with your holidays. I'm not about it. I'm just doing it for the discounts.
My cousin does it as well.
Yeah.
This is a question of Jenna. How long have you been doing wedding makeup for?
Wedding makeup. Probably about 10 years was my first wedding, but I was a mobile makeup artist, when people are going on the night out and stuff, and I did that for a while.
Yeah.
That got me to know St. Helens and the area. It's massive, St.
Yeah,
Helens. So I did that first for a while, but after COVID, it was
kicked
more,
off.
Yeah.
I think it did for a lot of businesses,
Briefly,
though, didn't it?
yeah.
Mine included.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can all vouch for that, same for myself.
There was a lot of time to think about what you wanted to do,
Yeah.
wasn't
It was a
there?
very
So-
make or break time, wasn't
Yeah, it was.
Thanks, Jenna, for your lovely question. We got the answer.
it? And for the dizzy.
Question from Lola Star. Ever had a makeup client create a mess you had to fix? Like the bride went wild on self-tan. Do you know what's mad? I've been seeing these viral videos where the brides had the makeup done.
Lolo. That's she's one of my previous brides.
Oh, Lolo.
Lolo, isn't it?
Sorry.
Her name's Lauren.
Right, sorry, Lauren.
She's from New York. She's
Oh.
a hoot. Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, I did makeup at the Hard Days Night Hotel when
Yeah.
she got married. Her family are like Beatles fans.
Boss.
And they came over from New York. Anyway, a self-tan.
Yeah, create a mess you had to fix. It's a tough one, that, isn't it, I would imagine?
Not really on the... I mean, there was one self-tan. And she'd done a self-tan or got a spray tan or whatever, and she'd worn like a vest top or a bra or something, and it like pushed the tan into one area and created like a shadow.
Yeah.
I tried to fix that, but at this
not
point
much you
there's
can't
no
do, is
really
there?
going back, and she had a strapless dress as well. So there's no way of hiding that, is there?
You know what happens loads? I don't know if this is something we should talk about. Joe, during the summer, when sometimes we get a little bit of sun in this country, don't we? And people have got like little sunbeds, little suntans, and you've got this strap situation. What can you do about that?
Yeah.
Can you do anything about that?
You could probably put like a line of a different colour foundation to match the skin, I suppose. But
Okay.
self-tan is more orange than...
Would you not recommend it for brides?
I'd rather they didn't, but
Yeah.
if they have to, I would say definitely get some sort of trial with that tan. Don't just lash it on the night before and hope for the best.
Ross Geller.
Yeah.
I'm an 8.
Because as well, like I've had a blonde bride who's naturally blonde, and it can change the colour of your
course it
eyebrows
can,
and
yeah, yeah.
on your face
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff, can't it? So,
Just on the topic of like fixing things, have you seen that viral clip with that bride had her makeup
Yeah.
done? What was your theory on that?
I mean, I thought she looked lovely.
Yeah.
And the makeup artist has come back, hasn't she? She's
Yeah,
made
yeah,
her
yeah.
account
Yeah,
private,
yeah.
that bride. But the makeup artist was like, why didn't she tell me she didn't
I know.
like it? I don't know if
She's
she just
done-
did it for TikTok.
Well, she's done really well out of it, the original makeup artist.
Well, her makeup was lovely, wasn't it?
yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
So
see a
I
problem.
seen this on not our friends, because they're not our friends at all, they're in America, the vendor table. You've seen
Yes,
them?
yeah, yeah.
So they openly spoke about it as like a proper talking point, a topic, and they said about the girl who was the makeup artist coming out. She didn't have TikTok or anything, but she started an account to address the situation and
Yeah.
out of herself and said, I'm the makeup artist who did this. Can I just say this is why? She's now got like 500,000 subscribers, and she's like fucking booked up to death. So,
I would do the same though.
you know what I mean?
Like
Yeah.
you did that work and you're proud of it. There was nothing. I didn't see anything.
No, there wasn't.
I haven't
and I've
actually
watched it and tried to like see, because she's
Yeah.
just over the sink, isn't
Yeah,
she?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
washing
I
it
haven't
off.
seen the before and after. Apparently there is a before and
Oh,
an
is
after,
there?
and they're like identical. So
It was
it's
very
such a
lovely and
shame,
natural.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Waste of
I
time.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're not a fan of that.
we're on the makeup artist side on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
no throwing shade in this industry.
Yeah.
Love.
No. All
We're all
love.
friends.
Next question.
Next question,
Question.
is from Nicola_Wyatt 11.
My sister,
Oh, Carla.
my big
Carla's
sister.
sister. Love that. She put, what was it that made you choose the MUA you had on your wedding day? Thinking.
Oh, I've answered that, haven't I, Katie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I think
She
she said
taught
why
me.
though? Is that because she taught you
'Cause
trust? Because you.
Yeah, everything. Trust. I knew her style. I know her. And
Yeah.
she taught me. I've pretty much everything I know, unless I've picked up habits on the way.
Katie's like, I didn't teach you everything, love.
Thank you for that lovely question, Nicola. And we've got two more people sending in questions. One's from Beth and one's from the Bridal coach, but they've sent in 6 questions all in all. So strap yourself in, guys, for this one. The Bridal coach is saying, how long have you been working with brides? You've mentioned that.
Yeah.
10 years. She's also asked, how is your fitness plan going?
Yeah, so Hope, her name's Hope, and she is a fitness coach for brides.
Yes.
So she asked me to collab with her, and I've been working with her since September.
Oh my God, that's unbelievable.
So she's got her own app, and you scan all your food and all that jazz. So it's going well. Some weeks I'll just fall off the grid and pretend
Yeah.
I haven't had a chippy and that, but
That's to yourself, she's listening.
no, she knows. I sent her a picture of me eating a KFC, and I was like, "There's no going back now. It's delicious." She's like, "At least you chose the one with protein."
Didn't we say about her potentially
But
coming
she's
on at
great.
some point? Would she come on here, do you think?
Is she in Watford?
Oh, is she?
She's
Oh, I thought she
way
was closer than
down.
that.
Bridal coach.
Yeah.
Well, Road trip.
I mean, maybe she would. I don't know. Maybe.
Who knows? She's also asked, how do you balance being a mum, a wife, and running your business?
Oh, yeah. Great question.
Yes.
Mum comes first for me
Love that.
always.
Love that.
She's my entire world, and then everything fits around her. So on a Saturday, when there's a football match and a wedding, we have to then get grandparents and stuff involved. But
I think that's nice though, because I always feel like when I was a kid growing up, I always seen my grandparents on a weekend.
Did you?
So, yeah, so like we should bring that back.
yeah. But when it's not, then it's just sometimes it's just me and her. Like I take most of half term off.
Yeah.
So next week, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm only working Tuesday morning, and then we've got the rest of the time to have loads of fun.
Love
so yeah, we do that, and then I'll work on the weekend. So Paul's off to look after that and stuff.
What's her name?
Penelope.
Penelope.
Yeah, she's a babe. And then did she say wife? And
Yeah.
business.
Which?
Yeah.
We go on dates
One's
on
got to
walks.
give, no joking. I don't know,
It's
you
family.
just do it, don't you?
I'd say family first, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. And he is my family, us
Yeah.
three.
Love
And
that.
then I work as hard as I can when I
Yeah.
can.
Because realistically, the business is so that you have the best family life, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, and I'm lucky enough that he works hard and full time, so I can do what I do.
Yeah.
And look after her, which is our priority, really.
1,000,000%.
So I don't know how I'd do it. I just do it.
Just do it. Love that. And a few more questions. Sorry about this. This is
No, it's
loads of
fine.
questions. And these are from Beth now. And she's put, what is your must-have makeup product? I love the word product, by the way. The word product.
Must have makeup product. Mascara. I guess a good mascara.
Good mascara?
Yeah, I
there
think your
something
eyes
like-
look like holes.
When
in
you're
the
putting
eye.
your kit together, is there something you think that's got to be in there?
No, it's all got to come.
We see this all the time, don't we? Your age with a big
Yeah.
massive trolley.
Oh, it weighs a ton.
Do you have a trolley, like a pull along?
I have a
thing?
little case, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with little sections in. Topples over all the time. But
So there's no answer for that one, Beth.
Sorry,
There's
Beth.
that many
Everything you can
products.
get your hands
I
on.
think a lot of people want to know what the best foundation is as well. So I still use the Illamasqua one, the one that I trained in.
Okay.
Skin Base is the best one. But I've been dabbling a little bit in Sculpted by Amy. So watch this space.
Watch this space. She's also asked tips for best bridal skin.
Skincare.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Or-
tips for best bridal skin. So it must be like
The build up. Lead
the
up to
build up,
day.
yeah. So
Maybe, yeah. Everyone's different. For everyone's skin is
yeah.
different. I've got dry skin, so I use loads of like moisturiser. I use loads of cream products.
Can you tell by looking at someone's face what type of skin they've got?
Now I can.
What have I got?
Yeah. I can't see.
I've got
it
moisturiser
properly.
on.
It's light.
Light.
It's so hot. on
We'll look
this
after
cheek.
this. We'll look after this. You can give me a
Yeah,
little.
probably from after this weekend, me a little bit dry.
Oh, what type of skin have I got?
I don't know.
I think I've got quite, I wouldn't say oily skin.
maybe just normal.
Normal.
Does it go a little bit oily in the summer?
So I don't know what oily. I don't know what that means.
It's so if you like touch it, it's like grease.
I can feel like a
That's
bit,
really oily. If it's like greasy feel.
okay.
yeah, I feel like quite like slick, smooth.
Do you know what I was going to say when
on,
you
say
said
it.
what type of skin I've got? I was going to say old.
Oh, that's not.
This is
fair.
what I have to put up with on a daily basis. You know? I've got good skin. I haven't got
leather.
moisturiser on, and I'm 40, and I'm still looking all right.
I've actually put moisturiser on
Thanks.
today.
Have you?
I use Simple, is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I use that.
Do you?
Yeah. Is that bad?
No, it's just very simple, isn't it?
It is what it is. What it says on the tin.
Yeah.
Simple. 2 more questions. Beth also said, can you give me a makeup lesson? Do you give lessons?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So Penelope ice skates, and one of her little ice skating friends, someone in her family is getting married, and I'm in Florida when she gets married. So I'm gonna teach her how to do her own wedding makeup, or I'm gonna teach her sister to do her wedding makeup. So we're gonna have a 2-hour lesson on that. So yeah.
Beth, there's your answer, love. There's your
Go, girl.
makeup book,
Get yourself
makeup
booked in.
lesson. And last question, which I think is a really, really good question from Bethany. Best wedding venue for the bridal prep room. I like that.
I
Not the one with the
haven't.
burner dresses.
Yeah, I haven't been to Coleshaw Hall yet.
I must admit that is up there for me. Like,
It looks like one of the best.
yeah, it is. I would say
From
it
a
is.
photo, I've never been, so
Yeah.
I'd love to go there. I guess West Tower.
Yeah, West Tower's as good as well.
Their room's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah, you have all the mirrors lined up. And
You
stuff
have
like
the
that.
space, you have the
Yeah.
table space.
I think for Coleshaw Halls I think it is just like it's made for hair and makeup.
Do you know where it has a good one? Heaton House Farm. Have you been there?
Heating house
Yes,
as well.
yeah, it
It's
is.
a really
Yeah.
good one because it's glass,
Yeah, yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? So you get all the natural light coming in. Natural light is better than any.
And these lights above your head.
So when a bride comes and has a trial or whatever, and I'll be in like
Just
a
thought of
spare
a question.
room,
Go on.
the light will be on, and I'll turn it off. I'll turn it on. I'll take it to the window, and I said the best lights when you get in your car because you've got a window either side everywhere.
360.
Yeah.
Talking about lights, obviously we turn up to a lot of Wednesdays now. There was once upon a time, not even that long ago, we used to turn up and it would be a window light situation. Most people would put the brides in front of the windows, and rightly so, because like you say, natural light is always best, and that's the light everyone's going to see it in throughout the day as well, so there's a little extra for you. But what a lot of makeup artists now do is turn up with those LED panel lights. Now, do you use them?
No,
quickly?
I don't use them. I use a ring light.
Okay, so all right then. So continuing on to that. So I wouldn't say the word's beef because it's not. Because we actually we would prefer them to bring a light rather than have no light.
Yeah.
But what I think is there's a lack of understanding around colour temperature on these ring lights and panel lights. And we've been to some over the last however long where people have just turned up and just assume it's flicking a switch. They're not adjusting for colour temperature, the whites are heavier than the oranges and whatever, and they haven't got the right luminance. So just a little point out there. Consult your photographers and your videographers. If your light can change, I've done it. This is a little bit guilty here. I've done it where whilst they've been doing the makeup, I've corrected their colour settings on their light without telling them. Right. And
Did they notice?
I don't think they did notice, to be fair, because I did it in a way that it's more beneficial to me. But I just think have a listen, and when you're out there, or if you've not thought about this, because I don't think it's them going fuck off, turning me lights. I'm not asked. I think it's just a lack of understanding of that there is a colour temperature and a tone, and to get an accurate daylight, there's a Kelvin setting if your lights have got it that'll allow you to get that. When you're at your next weddings, this is for all MUAs as well. Ask your photographers, videographers to adjust your colours for you to get the best natural light look from a unnatural light. Just a little FYI.
Good to know.
Good to know. Hey, look at him giving all orders out.
It's not an order, it'll help out everyone. The bride will feel better, you'll feel better, your pictures be better.
Just one thing though, if I was to put a warm light, so my light has got like clip on
Okay.
colours. So if I was to put the warmer one on, it would change the tone and colour of the
Yes.
skin. So I'd need to do this. Normally I'll turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, just to get the colour right.
Is yours an on-off situation and then the colours are the difference in tone?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you the better light to get. Right.
Okay.
But there are most of the lights out there, the panels, the square panels especially, a lot of people use Niwa as the brand that
Yeah,
they'll
good
typically, because
light.
it's usually cheaper and whatever. There is a colour temperature setting on a lot of them that you can dial up and dial down. Not just brightness, but also colour temperature. Which I'll give a little. I actually might do a little video on that, to be honest with you.
I think you should.
Okay.
A girl who I know, Jess, who's an MUA, you'll probably know her because she's quite on the scene. Let's just call it that. And she said not too long ago, would I be interested in going to her shop? Because she has obviously a shop where she does makeup from. And she said, would you give us all like a tutorial on how to use our lights correctly? I think it's a good idea.
Interesting. Yeah.
Just put it out there, another little poll. What do you think of that? We couldn't have you on the show officially in person without giving you one of these little babies. As you'll know,
Don't smash the cup.
they've become quite the popular item amongst our guests. But for someone who really reps our show, and people know this now, people actively engage and go, when he's getting Carla Knight on a regular basis, right? And that happens. We don't tell you because we don't want you to get like too ahead of yourself. But like people
like to be
ask regular, when are you getting her on? You've got to. And originally I think we thought you would be the first one of the year, but it didn't pan out that way for whatever reason. But this is our gift to you.
Thank you.
To say thank you.
Yay.
And Josh has just pointed out that we actually did send her one in the post at one point, so now she's got 2. So now Paul's got one.
Well, Paul's got one. He'll have to become a listener.
Yeah,
Exactly.
As well.
So I want to see a bit of cheese and you and Paul's with your tea and biscuits on a Sunday morning in the pictures.
Yeah.
I'll chat mugs.
Oh,
but
cute.
Can I just say one thing while you're doing your thing? Is I really want to say thanks to you, just for everything that you've done for the podcast, before you've come on and stuff like that, because you've really been like one of the people in our industry who supported the podcast.
An ambassador, you would say.
And normally it's the other way around. People come on and then they start supporting the podcast. But you've been the other way around. You've been someone who supported us, you know, just resharing it, liking it, getting it, you know what I mean? Just giving feedback. And for us, that meant a lot. So I really appreciate that. And Bridal Sky were the ones as well, weren't they? Were like pushing and stuff for us before they come on. So hopefully you continue to support even after you've been on.
Don't go stale on us now.
When I first found the podcast, it was more of I felt part of a conversation. Like when you are in this world, it can be a little bit lonely, especially when you're on your own like me. So when I was like nodding along and I'm having this conversation, I'm having the conversation with you. Do you know, when I'm walking down the street, my headphones on going, yeah. So that's why I think I felt more comfortable listening, because it's a conversation that I wish I'd had or I could listen to on a regular basis and on the way to weddings and stuff.
Yeah.
If you want to have like an event or whatever, or something's not going quite right, you don't have that person, do you?
No.
So
You've
to
got
just
no
listen.
teammates, have you,
No,
in
that's
your job
it.
sometimes?
Love that.
So yeah.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Lovely. Yeah,
My
so
pleasure.
obviously we got you your cup. That's one thing. But we couldn't have Valentine's Day episode without a Valentine's gift. So
This is my first Valentine's gift. We don't really do Valentine's
Me and
Day in
Beth
our
don't.
house, so
Me and Beth don't.
it's cute. It's rustling.
So you are our number one Valentine.
Oh,
From the aisle chat, happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
thank
you.
Can I
Just a
open it
little-
now?
Yeah, open it. Why not? Why not?
Just a little.
It's live.
Just a little. Don't know why I bent.
To our fave Valentine, we love you, the aisle chat. Oh, thank
There you
you. I also haven't come empty-handed.
Oh, Ryan
Is
loves
this what I think it is?
It is what you think.
Right, you wouldn't have spotted this, but I'm like a hawk. But basically, I spotted on her stories yesterday.
I'm gonna get
Bean baking,
Oh, man.
and I just
Lord.
responded with the eyes. And I thought, is that for us or is that not for us?
Is this the famous Carla Knight cake? You know, I don't know.
If
and bake?
you know me personally, you know I love to bake. And I've been baking a little bit lately, so I've baked you all some of my famous brownies. I've done you a box each to take home. And
I didn't know
there's
it
a
was
little
each.
gift in there for your shelves if you can make space.
Can we?
We would, of course, we'll make space.
Can we open the gift now? Where's the gift?
And you know what? If you want to try them, Naomi.
Well,
Try them now.
Can I just point
Try
out
them now.
that I haven't
That's the gift.
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 I haven't had anything to eat today. I'm actually in a
No,
fasted state.
I'm quite hungry, to be
So
fair.
this is going to come in
Well, it's
really handy.
12:30, so I think your
It's allowed.
fasting is
So
over.
is this our gift?
That's
Do I
your
pull it
gift.
out? Do I push it in?
Yeah, it's
Be
Just
gentle.
pull it out like this.
Be gentle.
yeah. Well, it's meant to be a mirror-ish type thing.
Carla Knight, makeup artist, you are beautiful. Thank you for having me on your podcast. Love Carla.
No, you haven't done that.
Personalised.
That is
Can you see that? Can
unbelievable.
you see that on there?
Yes.
So whenever you look in the mirror, you should think you are beautiful.
Oh,
And
my
that
God.
really does signify like what you said there about finding the inner beauty. I think we're all quite beautiful. I look
So
at
the
myself
only
like
thing that happened was the stand
that. Do you want to have a look?
grew legs
Yes.
and went missing. So,
Oh, them stands.
Don't put your fingers all over it.
I know. I like that.
well, you can give it a little polish with your sleeve, can't you?
Yeah, where can we put that?
Where can you put it?
I love that.
I mean, you've still got the Christmas card, so maybe you couldn't get rid of that.
To be honest with you, because of the size of said gift and the space that we're seeing just in front of us here, obviously we're trying to fill these shelves up. This is not like pressure on any guests, but if you are coming on this, we do love to fill this up with memories.
Yeah.
Right? And if you could bring something with you to do that, that'd be great. But I'm going to move these things here. I'm going to ask you to move your Pepsi. And what we'll do...
You need to dust that shelf.
We'll have a little dust of the shelf, yeah, because there's obviously fuck all on there. But we'll find a stand and we'll put it right there.
I know.
Just before we say bye, officially, I just want to say again, I think we need to start doing this more regular. If you are a first-time listener, obviously off Carla's presence on this show, if you want to Carla's fans, I know you might convert to being one of our fans, we just want to thank you. 1, for listening, and 2, for going back and listening to the other stuff. We're really trying our best to get as many, fans of the show as we can, really, because we want to make this a community-based platform where everyone can find the information but not feel like it's come from a sense of entitlement or a level where it's passed down. We want to all be in the conversation. And I think what Carla said before about when she started listening, she felt like she was involved in the conversation even though she weren't there. That's exactly the feeling we want you to have. We don't want anyone to feel left out or alone. We want everyone to be included. So please have a little like on our little pages and just follow us along, because we have got some journey to go, let me tell you. Joshy?
And I just want to say thanks so much to Carla again for coming on, giving her time, her expertise on bridal makeup. And yeah, I can't wait for part 2 already. And hopefully she brings more brownies back with her and she comes again. Thanks
Thanks
again
for having me.
Thanks very much for coming on.